Now to the G-20 meeting of world leaders in Australia. Russian President Vladimir Putin came under fire today for his intervention in Ukraine. Let's bring in Chief White House Correspondent Major Garrett, who is traveling with President Obama in Australia. Major, Mr. Putin had to expect some rough treatment, given that Russian-supported rebels in Ukraine allegedly shot down that airliner that killed 28 Australians in July.
Jim, the reception is so rough here that the European news agency AFP reported that Putin intended to cut short his G20 summit meeting by about a full day. The Kremlin, whose credibility is limited here, denied that report, saying Putin would remain in Brisbane until his work is done. While here, Putin has received nothing but icy glares and cold shoulders from Western leaders fed up with Russian military meddling in Ukraine. Whether Putin stays or goes, President Obama and other European leaders will meet here shortly to discuss whether or not to slap another round of economic sanctions on prominent Russian business figures and those closest to Putin. This is the second summit this week, Jim, and some leaders have taken their grievances over Ukraine directly to Putin. Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, his office said, reluctantly shook Putin's hand but told him, "I have only one thing to say to you, get out of Ukraine." And the Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott said he told Putin, stop chasing the dead glories of Tsarist Russia. President Obama, in a speech here, denounced Russian military activity in Ukraine, saying it threatened world peace and undermined international law. Jim?
Major Garrett traveling with the president in Australia. Major, thank you.